Okay, so I chose cognitive coaching, and I chose this because I believe this concept benefits not just the student, learner, or apprentice, but also we, the teacher. And putting into practice the five facets that we have covered, which I'm going to mention in a second, can elevate us from novice or even skill teachers to true masters of our craft and master teachers. And you see my little Bitmoji there. He wanted me to really present on how spotty internet can deter student participation, which of course is a little joke about the fact that I live in the middle of nowhere and our internet is terrible, and I feel awful when I'm trying to speak and no one knows what I'm saying or there's a lag. But anyway, so cognitive coaching or cognitive apprenticeship. As I mentioned, I'm a former collegiate athlete. I played sports all my life, coached from when I was a teenager until the birth of my daughter a few years ago. I've encountered many different personalities and different styles over the years, but one idea was a constant, and that is setting goals. And goals can be short term, long term, individual, or collective. Well, as cognitive coaches, our goal is for our students to achieve independence as thinkers and learners. So that's why I mentioned that ultimate goal there. I'm going to play a little clip. I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the time. Some students will certainly rely on us more than others. Some students may even resist us trying to gear them in the direction of independence. They might have their own insecurities and reservations, and they are going to need help to gain that power, that competence, the confidence, and eventually that independence. And we could help accomplish this goal by doing those five facets of coaching that we have covered: modeling or demonstrating the thought process that go into a task, scaffolding or offering the supports where and when required, articulation, having students speak out their train of thought, reflection, when students can look back and self-evaluate, and exploration, when we give students some freedom once they have obtained some basic knowledge or mastery themselves. Now, practice helps both students and teachers. In sports, almost all of the instruction, assistance, and guidance takes place in practice, not game situations. This is similar to the classroom setting. On day one, an educator who engages in cognitive coaching wouldn't give a cumulative project or exam and expect student success. Likewise, coaches or teachers can strengthen our own cognitive coaching techniques on a daily basis in practice. By offering experiential opportunities to our students to assess where they are in their development as learners, we can adjust our approaches and what strategies we may want to use in real time. I have a little thing there. Would you throw your hardest fastball to a 6-year-old to teach him or her how to hit? Of course not, right? No, you'd probably model how to hold the bat, scaffold some support such as placing a ball on a tee, perhaps doing some hand over hand with the swing. Eventually fading that assistance as the child develops, and just as I mentioned there, two of the principles occurring at once in this example, modeling and scaffolding. But the five principles aren't required to be utilized separately or in any kind of order, which is important to remember as well. Cognitive coaching is a process. And they're chanting, trust the process. So you have to trust the process. Incorporating those five principles will be worth it when we see students become less reliant on us and more independent learners. We must remember it is imperative to offer feedback to our students as we increase these experiential opportunities along the way. Integration of the five principles should be student dependent, not a one-size-fits-all strategy. And once we get used to incorporating the strategies more, this will get easier for us to identify when and how we're going to use them. It likely depends on the student's willingness to take ownership of their responsibility in the learning process as well, but as the research stated, most classes respond quite positively. So eventually we will know we succeeded when students feel competent and confident to trust themselves as learners, and they themselves fade their reliance upon us.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
So we want students to feel like they are mastering things, that they are becoming a master, whether it's a certain piece of content or otherwise. Now, I just thought this would be a fun little way to end. You guys probably seen these types of things all over Facebook, the little grids of words, and the first word you identify, well, that defines you, that kind of thing. So here's a bunch of different words, and I thought you could relate that to the first word you might see might be the association to cognitive coaching. And my little Bitmoji guy is saying, can I use the big purple word coaching in the middle? I added some additional words in there, like independence and confidence and learn support. But a lot of great words that would associate with this cognitive coaching strategy. Thank you.